What's going on, beautiful people? D-Lo Brands back for another video, and we have some great news. So apparently, OpenAI has released the Codex app. If you don't know, inside of ChatGPT right now, we have Codex on the side, and okay, this is a new screen. This is a new screen. Codex isn't, or I guess it is available. Okay, so this is what Codex used to look like. And now we have the Codex app. I don't want to download it right now. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, it's not going to show up. Whatever. Introducing the Codex app. Okay. I'm pretty excited about this because this feels like Codex turning into its own full-fledged product instead of just a model, similar to like a Cursor. Cursor of course has its agents, but it has the IDE experience as well. So today we're introducing the Codex app for Mac, a powerful new interface, also some new plans, ChatGPT free and ChatGPT Go. And they're doubling the rate limits on Plus, Pro, Business, Enterprise, and Edu plans. Okay, so everywhere you're using it, from the CLI and the IDE and in the cloud, the Codex app changes how software gets built, who can build it, from pairing with a single coding agent to supervising coordinated teams of agents across the full life cycle of building software. Okay, cool. So the Codex app, they're basically saying, is a command center for agents. That's kind of what anti-gravity is right now. You kind of have the agent manager, which, it's a relatively elementary experience of orchestrating agents. So, blah blah blah. Let's take a look at the full video to see exactly, what is new with this. Okay, skills and automations, voice dictation. I mean, that's we have Whisper for that. Built-in work tree support. Okay, so I see that local and cloud at the bottom. Local work tree and cloud at the bottom. So that basically Okay, let's go back a little bit. Create plan, execute plan, GitHub address comments, image gen, linear. So they built skills for Codex, which very powerful, very powerful. Okay, that's pretty cool. See, I don't know if anybody has kind of built this for themselves, but I know native inside an IDE, you don't have a play button to instantly get it to npm run dev. And that's kind of the only I'm a vibe coder. That is literally the only command line input that I ever use. So for them to change it into a button is like pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You could pop out the chat. Oh, multi-agent orchestration. You can create images with Codex. Is Codex? Hold on. Are they making Codex better than regular ChatGPT? Like, if it's is Codex gonna be the master model for ChatGPT? I'm not sure. But from that video, I mean, multi-agent orchestration right off bat. You can work local or in a specific work tree. So basically, you can work in GitHub integration, whatever. Cloud. They have the play button for preview, which is pretty cool. I actually really like that. The interface, regular kind of chatbot interface. Automations and skills. Automations, okay. Maybe you want to set up an automation to run a security check on a specific code base. You set up a skill to create images or a specific type of images for a specific website. So these are some very useful things. Now, I think the question that a lot of people are going to be asking is this going to replace my regular IDE? Is this going to replace Cursor? Is this going to replace anti-gravity? Is this going to replace my IDE experience? And that's what we're going to find out. So stay tuned, because we are going to download this. We are going to run it, and we're going to try it out right in front of you guys. So multiple agents in parallel, go beyond code generation with skills. Nice. Okay. I'm interested to see if Codex actually generates better images with image model 1.5 than regular GPT. They have some examples right here. So this is like I don't want to keep the sound on, but it does have sound. You can choose your map, your character, your difficulty, allow clones. You can play, and bam. This is a finished game, in my opinion. This is a finished game. Like, this kind of doesn't even make sense, if I'm being honest. How much of a finished game this is. Wow, I haven't played games in a minute. Okay. So you have the 7 million tokens one, then you got the 800K, and then you got the 60K, and they're basically showing the token usage and what different levels of token usage are going to yield in terms of results. So that's a great, demonstration. They've built hundreds of skills internally to help multiple teams confidently delegate work to Codex. So internally, of course, you would guess this, but OpenAI uses Codex and GPT to do a lot of stuff. So they have skills internally, and this is something that I want you guys to think about. For your own ventures, for your own business, what skills can you develop that will give an AI complete proper instructions on how to do a repeatable process? And this is why you should be always keeping track of standard operating procedures when you are building your business, because this is the time when you would give that to an AI and say, hey, create a skill out of this. In another video, you guys saw that Manus has a skill writer or a skill generator skill. So, use stuff like that to create the skills with the SOPs you already have. The Codex app includes a library of skills. Okay. Implement designs, fetch design, context screen. So Figma, Linear, Cloudflare. Okay, cool. It can create documents, which is pretty cool. It can create documents. Replace the, let's see, updating a website using the Vercel and image generation skills. Okay. So they're adding an image here, and Bam. Added an image. Great. Let's deploy. Okay, so now they're going to deploy with the Vercel skill. So this is how you can basically, they want this to be a central hub. They want this to be a central hub to do everything you need. They don't want people writing code anymore. Like that's the way the world is going. They do not want people writing code anymore. They're saying, let us write it. Creating a spreadsheet to generate shopping lists using the spreadsheet skill. Okay. Let's see this. Got it. Bam. Managing your issue backlog. Updating. Okay. So delegate repetitive work with automations. Of course, we already covered that. A personality that fits how you work. Have different purposes. / personality command. Okay. Let's go ahead and download this and get it on our computer and get into trying it. That's all my footage if you guys want to see it. Bam. We're going to get this DMG. We are going to click it. We are going to drag it inside of applications. Then bam, we have it downloaded. That's what I really like about Mac is it's that simple, you know. It's literally that simple. So if we go to Codex, what's it called? Do we know? Codex. It's called Codex, right? Codex right here. Why wasn't it coming up? I'm not sure, but we're gonna look inside it and let's give it access to everything. Whatever, why not? So these are projects that I have. Let's just give it let's just skip that. So bam. This is the interface. It already logged me in, which is, how did it do that? Did it already log me in? Yeah, I can't really tell if I'm logged in or not. That is interesting, but okay, so this is the interface. Let's make this full screen. Automations over here, they have some samples for you. Explore more. So tons of samples. Summarize yesterday's Git activity from recent PRs and reviews. Suggest new skills. Update agents.md. All types of stuff. Then you have the different skills. They have the skill creator skill, the skill installer skill, and tons of other skills for you guys to use. You can even generate videos with Sora, which I think that's pretty cool. Playwright, so you can get Codex access to use a browser. Imagen, PDF. It seems cool. I think that a lot of people are going to have a good time using this. This is one that I'm really looking at. Use the bundled CLI to control Atlas and inspect local browser data. That's one that I'm going to be using because we use Atlas. I use Atlas at least. So we can add a new project. We didn't import any projects. Let's go ahead and put one of our projects in here. Let's go ahead and put one of our projects in here. So boom, this is a website that I've been working on, and we are going to make a change. We're going to make a change. We're going to say reevaluate. Okay, let's use Whisper. Reevaluate the entire case study process and make any changes that you find necessary to improve on run the process and get a better PDF output for the user. Okay. So we're going to do this on 5.2 extra high Codex. Codex automatically runs commands in a sandbox. When Codex runs with full access, it can edit any file on your computer. So this is basically, you can give this full access to everything. We're just going to press go. And the power of Codex, if you don't know, is the fact that you can go here inside of this project and you can create a new thread inside of Studio Case Kit right there inside of this project. So let's say we're doing that. We're going to say reevaluate the UI styling of the entire site and make it similar to a spaceship or a sci-fi experience without making it too cliche. Let's do that. So bam. Now we have two agents running in parallel, and they showed us that we can actually pop this out. How do we pop this out? I'm not even sure. You can pin, toggle sidebar, view. Okay. I wonder how we pop this out. They definitely showed us, but whatever. So we can toggle the terminal. So anytime we want to do a command manually, we can do that. I think this is kind of like a new IDE experience. This may be like a new IDE experience. Like, instead of having to see the files, you just let this thing go ahead and, look at the files for you. And it's running locally, so it's changing the local files on my computer, but also they'll do commits because they can know that you're connected to a specific repository. You have a counter down here to show your usage. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Honestly, like, multi-agent orchestration, I don't see how it's revolutionizing anything, but I don't think it's meant to. I think it's just OpenAI furthering their expansion into different products. And I think that is pretty cool. I wish I knew how to pop this out. Archive, pin, rename, copy, whatever. So let me know what you guys think about it. I think it's simple enough. I mean, we can go in here and add a skill. Bam, doc skill installed. We can try the skill, edit or review this doc file, and return the updated file plus a concise change summary. Wow. You could probably use a Codex Medium for something like that. But you have tons of other skills. The Sora skill, bam. And you also have the full skill right here. So you can literally just copy and paste this if you want to. Take it into other stuff. Try skill. Plan and generate for this request and iterate with concrete prompt edits. Let's go ahead and do that. So we did this inside of this project, which I'm not sure what it's going to do. Like, is it going to... Okay, let's say the video concept is a creative strategist creating a new case study that they then give to their client, and it blows their mind. Okay. Also confirm OpenAI API key is set locally. Yeah, we're not doing that right now. So you can get things done with Codex now. Codex is the agent. Okay. Codex is the agent. Let's go ahead and archive that. We have our agents still working for us. One made some changes. Added a bunch of stuff. Did not subtract anything. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about it. I'm expecting a lot of cool things coming out of 2026, and you should be too. But seeing that Codex, the app, is here, I'll be testing it out. I'll be trying it, and let me know what you guys' experiments with it yields as well. But this has been D-Lo Brands. Be sure to join the AI Lab community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.